fractured us. For my severed island, once belonging to itself. For my chest, where Samoa is whole always. Where Guahan is demilitarized finally. Hawaii too. Northern Mariana Islands too. Where the Marshall Islands is nuclear waste free. And the sins that bombed them 67 times, 1,000 times bigger than the one dropped on Hiroshima remains America's Judgment Day explanation and never theirs. For every misspelled, mispronounced attempt at our family heirlooms. How people will suggest that I introduce before giving my keynote address, rather than trouble their lazy tongue with learning how to say it out
Hey everyone, for those of you who are watching me on the Facebook Live, I'm trying to figure this whole thing out with because just like this group, I've never done live before. So I don't know if you're watching me just on Facebook, excuse me, on Facebook or on this streaming program that I use normally. But either way, I hope you're enjoying the event. I see that we are, yeah, it looks like most of us are in the watch, the watch party, I believe. But this was the only way that I saw how to come and talk. I don't know how to go live and watch in the watch party.
intends to sort of rule the world from Guam and Diego Garcia in any minute. So this has been a massive struggle that we're trying to protect the human rights of the people of Guam as this process unfolds. We also have been in court. We've been in court defending the human right of self-determination because our people long to be free, you know, just like the people of West Papua, the people of French-occupied Polynesia. We have done, luckily, I mean, I feel so blessed to have sort of done that with this firm. I mean, we have really tried to support people's movements and national liberation movements and people's struggles for liberation and freedom in several islands. And so, yeah, I can instruction. So I think the success that we need is less individual and more collective. And I think that is, it's more evident now than it's ever been before in history. I mean, my God, the coronavirus itself alone is enough of a window to the future, you know, but climate change too. I mean, all of these like sort of coming and largely already here, these crises that are sort of like, you know, all of us, our communities, but all of the human race, we are lurching from one crisis to another, you know, and I think we need to take a hell of a pregnant pause and realize that these, you know, global problems require global solutions, and they will require a redefining, a profound recalibrating of our notion of success. So if that's something that I could leave with you, I would like to leave that as well. I guess my third and final point is sort of related to that one, and it's solidarity. Other speakers here have spoken about it, but that is the whole way forward. It's the future and the path there. You know, solidarity to me is the single most important politics of the 21st century. This is the answer, I think, and it's a common denominator. It stretches across all of the problems that we're dealing with in our societies, in this country, in our islands, in the world. I mean, there is no reason why the indigenous Chamorro people of Guam should not absolutely be supporting the self-determination and human rights struggles of people in West Papua. There's no reason that we shouldn't be supporting Azadi for Palestine, for Kashmir. These are all of us are suffering because someone is standing on our neck. You know, it is the time for solidarity is so here and now. It's absolutely right now. And I just wanted to leave that message with you as well. I view that as important, and the best way I can think of saying it is just, you know, fight hard as hell so that the sky does not fall down on your sister, you know, wherever she is. And so that's sort of the three things that I wanted to leave with you. Maybe the last one is just be proud of where you come from and the legacy that you bring with you, because all of us were bringing in all of our ancestors. Like, this Zoom call may have 200 or 300 participants, or really has thousands, right? We all are bringing forward our ancestors with us here. You know, we are all in this together. And that's our greatest gift in a way. Our greatest gift is that we, as the people of Oceania, we indigenous peoples, we have part of the answer. Honestly, truly, I believe we have part of the answer to the question of how we are supposed to get out of the mess that we're in, to get out of the mess that we've made. Indigenous peoples have part of that answer. And so be proud and bring forward that gift. I think a lot of, like, I would bet like much, our best chance is indigenous peoples who have a different imagination, who have a wilderness of imagination. This is truly our best. It's such an honor to be here with you. I'm so proud of you. And Sisus Masi.
Awesome. This is so cool. I mean, what an undertaking. Oh, yes, girl.
Can you guys hear me? don't need no revolution. We don't need no war. Should everybody think they got the only solution? But the only problem that you solve is yours. Don't spend time chasing who's who, 'cause they won't be cool forever. Only one thing left to do, so we can all come together. We need it love, all we need is sweet love. We need it love, all we need is love. All we need is sweet, sweet love. All we need is love. All we need is love. Love, love, love. Give a little, give a little, give a little love for our children, yeah. Children, yeah. Give a little, give a little, give. For sun and fire. Love is the highest feeling. Nobody can deny.
Yay!
What I felt inside.
Hi, Vanessa. Hi, my sister.
We need love. We need love. Oh, we need
I'm so proud of you.
sweet, sweet love. We need love. All we need is love. All we need is sweet love. All we need is love. Love.
I'm wondering if I should invite them to just the page.
All we need is love. Follow the name. My name is Olivia Brown, and if there's any one thing that I can share with the class of 2020 today, it is something that I've learned personally in my journey, and that is this. If you are passionate about something and you are interested in pursuing that passion, there is one reason, one top reason that should be completely unacceptable for you to not pursue that passion, and that is fear. Fear should be at the top of the list for you as far as not pursuing a passion. Don't let those two worlds come together. In my younger years, I used to allow fear to control my decisions, what I did and what I didn't do. And it wasn't until I took that risk and decided to be fearless that I found small successes in my journey. And today I am a proud Pacific-rooted #1 Billboard songwriter and recording artist. And I couldn't be any more happy with that decision that I made to take that first initial step. My brothers and sisters of the Pacific, may we each continue in our journey with the spirit of fearlessness and with consistent thoughts in our minds of what more can I do? I leave you with my love and my excitement for you and your journey. And congratulations, class of 2020. Malo abrito.
Yay! So cool.
Thank you, Analia. That was so beautiful. Talofa lava, everyone. My name is Jaylee Valoya Tanuvasa Lalau. I am born and raised in Oahu, Hawaii, and I am the second eldest out of 4. I am Samoan, Chinese, and German, and today I represent American Samoa with my mom from the village of Nu'uuli and my dad from the village of Waikoni. And I recently just graduated from Mililani High School as summa cum laude with academic honors and career and technical education honors. And being a recent graduate, it made me reflect on how I got to this point in my life and the struggles that I had to overcome. And throughout my high school career, it was tough being a student athlete, juggling competitive cheer along with AP classes, handling my responsibilities at home, and at one point, getting a job to help my family stay afloat due to our personal financial situations. I was also forced the oldest after my mom and older sister had moved to California to pursue my sister's dance career. And this move made it especially hard, not only to focus on school, but to fulfill my extracurricular obligations and to just be present. We are taught to appreciate them because they are one of the most important aspects in life. And so I dealt with not having my mom and sister here with me, just for little things throughout school, like my cheer competitions, school dances, and of course, big moments like my own graduation, sadly. But growing up, I was raised in a Samoan household where God was top priority. My grandmother instilled her faith in me ever since I was a little kid. She very much stressed the importance of having God as my foundation in everything I do, and made sure I always turn to Him in my moments of weakness. And similar to today, going through my family separation and having to lead my other siblings, now being the oldest in Hawaii, I knew that I couldn't get through this on my own, and Deuteronomy me throughout high school and life itself, and I hope it encourages other people who may face the same challenges as well. Pacific Islander or not, no one is made to go through reference whenever I face similar tribulations. With that said, I just want to wish a big congratulations to the class of 2020, as I know this wasn't the most ideal situation to have graduated in. And always remember to remain in God, as God always remains in us. Mua lea tua and pafitai telelava to you all. And up next, I would like to introduce my beautiful older sister, Sienna Lau.
Mm-hmm.
Alofa, everyone. Let's see. Alofa, everyone. My name is Sienna Lalau. Sienna Leatasina Tanvasa Lalau. And I'm a 19-year-old professional dancer and choreographer. First off, I just want to say thank you to my brother Ian Tapu and the Pacifica Committee for having me and allowing me to share my story with you all. I'm Samoan, Chinese, and German, and I was born and raised in Waipahu, Hawaii. However, 3 years ago, I moved to Los Angeles to pursue my dream of being a professional dancer, choreographer in the entertainment industry. And I've been dancing ever since I was 4 years old, and I knew from the moment I stepped into my first dance class, I fell in love with it, and I knew that this was my passion. My parents knew that at an early age that I was born to dance. You see, my dad was a mobile DJ where he would set up and play music for parties and events. He was also hired as an on-air radio DJ for Hawaii's top hip-hop radio station back in the days called I-94. At that time, he created the #1 night show on air called Mixed Nuts, and his radio name was Eddie L. So from birth, even when my mom was pregnant with me, I've been surrounded and introduced to a variety of music. I believe that's where my passion and love for dance began to form. I pretty much trained in Hawaii for most of my life at a studio called Hyper Squad Dance Company, and with many other talented choreographers around the island. When I began dancing at Hyper Squad, I was one of 5 Polynesians that were taking hip-hop dance classes. And to be honest, out of the 5, 2 of them were my siblings. So it kind of didn't really count, but that's okay. In Hawaii, it was unheard of seeing Polynesian hip hop dancers. I remember when I would go to family events or gatherings, people would ask my parents or myself what sport I played. And it was crazy to think that people would automatically think that all Samoan kids only played sports. When people would find out that I was a hip hop dancer, they would give us weird looks. They thought that it was a fad and that I wouldn't last long. I remember that as I continued to pursue my love for dance, I got better and I made it onto the elite squad at my dance studio. This required me to have daily long practices and rehearsals at the studio that I would miss out on many family events and gatherings. It got to a point where every time people saw my family, they were like, where is Sienna? Why is she at dance practice again? And to a point where my grandma, my mom's mother, who was raised in American Samoa and very old school Samoan way of thinking, always stressed the importance of family unity. My grandma would get mad at my mom saying that dance was a waste of time. When she would see me, she would be like, Sienna, dance isn't going to feed you. You need to study hard and get a good degree if you want to be successful in the future. Thankfully, my parents, although they loved my grandma, knew that I needed to pursue my dreams because I was going to be the one living it out on my own future. The hip-hop dance scene in Hawaii may be very small compared to places like LA and New York, but I've always thought that we've had very talented people and the most raw energy that anyone has ever seen or felt. When social media and YouTube started to expand over the years and became a big platform for dancers to share their craft and work with the world, I would religiously watch so many dance videos by a lot of choreographers and dancers who are still my favorites, in which some have even become my friends today. It inspired me to dream of wanting to live and train in LA, where I could hopefully pursue dance as a career full-time. I'm so thankful for my family because they have constantly supported me and sacrificed so much just for me to live out my dream. My mom even gave up her job and comfortable living situation in Hawaii to live with me in LA because I was still a minor. And in all honesty, I was not mature enough either to be out there by myself. I remember our first couple of months of living in LA were such a struggle. And I have my dad and my 3 other siblings, Jaylee included, that still live in Hawaii. And we all struggled financially, emotionally, and mentally. I wasn't doing anything to make money with dance. My mom had a hard time finding a job. And that made my dad the only income for both households. And the separation of my family took a toll on all of us. Even though we struggled, it only made my faith in my Savior Jesus Christ and my hustle so much stronger. Mm-hmm. I consistently worked hard every day by taking different classes to train, networking, or even creating different choreographies with the lab. At the end of January 2018, I had a video of myself and my hip hop dance, which was under the lab, dancing to Cardi B's Party Here Cardi song. It went super viral, and God opened up so many new doors for me to be able to do things like travel all around the world and teach, all while I was only 17 years old and a senior in high school. 3 years later, in 2020, I'm blessed to say that I have traveled to over 20 different countries and to teach many dance classes and share my love for dance with the world. And I've worked with artists such as J-Lo, Sierra, Missy Elliott, Justin Bieber, and BTS. I take so much pride in who I am, especially as a Polynesian and Pacific Islander. Growing up, I've noticed that there's not too much or too many Pacific Islanders, not just in the dance industry, but in any entertainment industry alone. But I'm so proud to be able to represent our people and our culture every chance I get. It breaks my heart to say that I've seen many Pacific Islanders not chase after their goals or dreams because they think that they're limited to where they live or where they come from. But I say otherwise. To the class of 2020, I want to congratulate you on succeeding in one of the biggest accomplishments in your life. I know that maybe some of you, especially being newly graduates, may feel done all of this on my own. There are many family members, mentors, and friends who helped my family and I along the way, especially in our biggest storms. When my family and I relied on God, He gave us much more than we could have ever expected. It's going to be a tough journey, but those tough situations are only going to help build your character and your faith in the end. So enjoy the process. Wishing you all the best in the now and in your future. Much love.
Aloha Kako. I just want to thank everyone who has gone before me. It's a bunch of beautiful stories and, beautiful journeys.
go. Here's a song called Man You're Beautiful that I wrote. And here's a song called Man You're Beautiful that I wrote. Give me thumbs up, yeah? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, one more time. This one. Put it back. Here we go. One more time. This one's called Man You're Beautiful. Because everything goes. Smile like the stars, it brightens up the night. And hold me tight. Eyes so deep, like the ocean so mysterious. Hey,
Arriba.
so beautiful.
Beautiful.
You make every obstacle seem so small. Oh, you bring joy and laughter, good relief, happy ever after. What else can I say? When man, you're beautiful. You make the sun come up on a rainy day. You're like the hurricane that blows my cares away. Oh, you keep me guessing with every move you make. Everything about you makes my heart quake. 'Cause you're so beautiful, one and all. You make every obstacle seem so small. Oh, you bring joy and laughter, good relief, happy ever after. What else can I say? Then man, you're beautiful. Oh,
Hey.
it's so easy for to sing. Oh, what else can I say? Then man, you're beautiful. What else can I say? Then man, you're beautiful.
Yay!
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for having me. Sorry for the technical difficulties if you could not hear me. But it's been a privilege and honor to be a part of this Pacifica Commencement celebration.
Yay!
2020, you're amazing. I just want to say thank you so much for having me. Thank you for supporting me, Polynesian people. Let's go.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Let's go.
Hi, Malo and Lele.
Oh.
My name is Tubo
belief in yourself
I'm back.
and that you can accomplish any of your dreams.
Oh,
I had the dream of playing at a very young age, playing professional golf, and being one of the best players in the world. And winning
yes.
golf tournaments on the PGA Tour and all those things. And I strongly believe that I could do those things. A lot of work goes into that, but I always believed that I could do that. That has dreams, all of you that have aspirations to be somebody, whatever it may be in life, believe in yourself. No one around you is going to believe unless you believe in yourself. And I strongly believe that you have to have faith and hope that good things are going to come out of just putting your head down and doing work. So I would say the number one piece of advice I have for you in your life as you move forward now to the next stage in your life is belief in yourself. Number two is just being authentic to who you are, how you were raised, and what you want to be remembered for and want to become.
Yeah.
I feel like I was raised by great parents, raised to believe in God and believe in Jesus Christ, and those are things that I carry with me everywhere. And whether it's the same for you or not, wherever you want to be, just be authentic to who you are. And do it your way, and that's what I've always done in my life. Try to do things the right way, and how I was raised, and especially. But those are the two pieces of advice that I have that I feel like have helped me a lot, and hopefully they help you too. Hopefully sometime down the road I get to meet all of you, amazing people, amazing graduates. And again, I'm so proud of all of you, and I love you guys. Mahalo.
Yay. Awesome.
130 Juris Doctors, recent law school graduates with a specialization in Native Hawaiian law. In the 15 years that Kuliao has been in existence. And I have high hopes and great expectations for our 2020 grads, but indeed for all of our graduates who will continue to just change Hawaii. 130 Juris Doctors, recent law school graduates. Perhaps most important, we really work in partnership with our people in rural towns to really bring the law to life on the ground and in our communities. It's one thing to have laws that are sitting in books, even very cool indigenous written law books, but just sitting in these books on a shelf somewhere. Meanwhile, our leaders are making decisions every the peoples of the Pacific have the potential people of the land. But when my grandfather was growing up, and even when I was growing up, it was not so cool. But I'm deeply grateful for my upbringing because my family's place-based knowledge and their cultural identity really made me who I am today. And privilege to Malama, Hawaii's natural resources, I'm deeply grateful for my upbringing because my family's place cultural practices that are dependent upon them so that we can persevere. In the 4th grade, I decided that I wanted to go into law to try to have a hand in protecting my small community from the waves of development that have been overrun. Reminded us we all know what's up already, but when we are living and working in predominant paradigms, we need our indigenous culture and values more. Even as a 4th National Climate Assessment acknowledged, right? Indigenous people like us, we've been living in particular places for hundreds or thousands of years. So these traditional knowledge systems can and must play a role in how we move forward. I know they said with respect to indigenous culture, but I think it actually applies to everything. I really do this work to honor my parents and grandparents in everything I do. I bring forward my family's kuleana, right? This idea of traditional resource manager, these values, and I really try to infuse them in my work and my own writing in law. And believe it or not, Maori cultural precepts are actually the very foundation of Native American. So for each of you, own your own culture, your ancestral, your biocultural knowledge, bring that forward in all that you do, whatever your calling is in life. If you want to be an attorney, farmer, a doctor, a person of faith, an entertainer, entrepreneur, a master chef, someone who works in the grocery store, or perhaps the person who comes up with the vaccine. In closing, I wanted to share a wanana, or prophecy that we have here in Hawaii, as it was told to me by Kumu John Kumikawa. About 200 years ago, it was also a time of tremendous hulihia, upheaval, and change here in Hawaii. It's not unlike what we're seeing today with the virus or really across the Pacific. Back then, in 1819, high priests stood atop the walls of Paku'eheo on the island of Molokai, and they faced an invading army from Oahu. There, they divined the burning death and the heavy downpour of Uhinabukuluku rain that would overcome them. They foresaw the onslaught of tremendous devastation. But they were also confident that from that destruction, the people of the land, the people who were deeply rooted in the Lakopopolo, the earth's dark soil, would rise up like a great wave and branch out to take control. Class of 2020, this is your time now. That time has come. So please rise up like a great wave from the Pacific. End of our commencement. Aloha, class of 2020. Congratulations. Yay. Let us join together on the shoulders of our ancestors.
So Falava, Whakalawhaiatu, and kia ora. My name is Joshua Sefo, and I'm from Aotearoa, New Zealand. It is my honor and my privilege to introduce the speech that I wrote to you all, which I shared at my own graduation 5 years ago, in the same position that you are in right now. Before I do kind of get into introducing, I just want to say massive congratulations to you for graduating not only as a student, but as a Pacifica student. It is so important that you graduate today, and I send my congratulations to not only to you, but to your families, your villages, and who you represent. So congratulations to you. Today is all about honoring your hard work, your dedication, but also who you are as a Pacifica person and as a Pacifica graduate. The speech that I wrote is all about honoring that journey that we've all been through to get to this point that we are today. Even though I wrote it 5 years ago, it's still rings true today. And so when you do, I guess, either digitally walk or figuratively walk or practically or actually walk across that stage, and when you do graduate, know that you really are continuing that voyage for our ancestors. So congratulations once again. Much love, much aloha to you, and yeah, walk with pride, walk with honor, and walk with your ancestors.
Dear Pacifica class of 2020, whoever you are, wherever you are walking from, and wherever you are walking to, even if not walking, but wheeling or hopping, I'm talking to you too. It has been a privilege to walk with you.
When we walk across the stage, we're saying we did it. Aww. When we walk across the stage, we're saying we made it. When we walk across the stage, we walk in victory. We walk across across this stage, we carry our ancestors on our shoulders. When we walk across this stage,
This is so cool.
we walk one foot following the other, grounding ourselves on this earth as ours for the change. When we walk across this stage, we grab the hands of our family and take them with us side by side.
When we walk across the stage, we receive more than a piece of paper. We receive a piece of paper that validates our peace to get back towards world peace. When we walk across the stage, some of us shut down. Statistics is it that we would never have taken the first step. When we walk across the stage, we honor our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, and become role models to our younger sisters and brothers and sons and daughters. When we walk across the stage, we tell the world
that we are prepared to walk the distance. When we walk across the stage, we walk over adversity and stop out that small voice that told us to give up. When we walk across the stage is not a stage, but a starting line of a lifelong race, where the only finish line is changing someone else's life.
I am Kanaka Oiwi, Hawaiian, and we are
Voice highlight. Hey, highlight college.
and we are Pacifica.
I am Joanne, and we are.
Yes. There we go.
I am Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
I'm Samoan and we are Pacifica.
There we go.
I'm
Here they
Chamorro,
are.
and
Here
we
they
are
are.
Pacifica.
I'm Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
Yes.
I am Kapingamarani, and we are Pacifica.
Yay.
I am Tongan and Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
Yay.
I am Chamorro. We are Pacifica.
I am Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
I'm Samoan, Hawaiian, Wayne, Tongan. We are Pacifica.
I am Tongan and Samoan and we are Pacifica.
I am Chamalini, and we are Pacifica.
I am Samoan and we are Pacifica. I am Tukis and we are Pacifica.
I am Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
Yay.
I am Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
Yay.
I am Hawaiian and Samoan and we are Pacifica.
I am Tongan, Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
I am Kanaka Maoli, and we are Pacifica.
I am Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
I am Tonga and Samoa. We are Pacifica.
Yeah.
I am Samoan, and we are Pacifica.
Yay.
I am Hawaiian and Samoan and we are Pacifica.
I am Samoan.
Sullivan! Woo! Yeah! Better way! Yay! Way to represent Washington! Woo! Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Congratulations. Oh, that was awesome. I think that's the end. Let's just make sure. I'm going to head over to the commencement. Okay, so let me go ahead and head over to the commencement their watch party just to make sure that they're done. And thanks for watching with us. Hi, Angie. Hey, sis. Gosh, girl, I just realized that when I'm off and my thing is mute and I'm not on the thing. Oh, let me take this off. Stop. I just noticed that when I'm not on the video and not live, it's muted too. I thought that you'd be able to, I'd be able to connect from my Facebook tab and just share it, and then you'd be able to see it. But I guess not. But all in all, thank you for joining me, and in my attempt to do this technical stuff. But I wanted to, I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast and start over, because I know it says it's an hour and 50 minutes. So I'll come back on a later time to just discuss some current events that have been going on lately in the community, around the globe and whatnot, so that we can discuss our voice and bring our voice to the table in regard to some of the things that are happening out there. But other than that, congratulations to all the graduates of 2020 Pacifica. Thank you so much again for all the families and friends that joined us in the watch party. And we will chat with you guys soon. Okay, bye. Bye, G. Bye.